Concerning near-death experiences, an impact study on near-death experiences confounds expectations. Scientists monitoring 19 people who had near-death experiences in intensive care at hospitals find that just 18 months later, their outlook on life is no different to any other patient. That's very strange. They've been giving a second chance at life, as we could say. New researchers into near-death experiences, NDEs, has confounded expectations. It's a widely held belief that NDEs often transform a person's outlook on life. However, contrary to popular belief, those who narrowly avoid death remain exactly the same a year later, according to data. In other words, they don't change their philosophy on life. They don't change their way of life to improve their personalities or their actions. In a groundbreaking study published in the journal Critical Care, a team of scientists monitored 90 people who had experienced an NDE in the intensive care unit, the ICU, and the study found that the near-death experience, the NDE survivors, were no different to other patients 12 months later. The study, among the first of its kind, began by analyzing 126 patients who spent more than a week in the ICU at the University of Liège in Belgium, where they were treated for a variety of illnesses, including respiratory, cardiovascular, digestive, kidney, neurological, and metabolic problems. Most were admitted for surgical reasons. Of those patients, just 15% or 19 people had an NDE. The researchers interviewed them 3 to 7 days after they left the hospital and asked about any dissociative experiences they had, such as forgetting who they were or feeling disconnected from themselves, as well as spiritual, religious, and personal beliefs. At the time of the initial interviews, those who had experienced an NDE were found to have a greater propensity for dissociative symptoms, such as feeling little to no pain and being uncertain about their identity, as well as increased spiritual and personal well-being. A year later, however, there was no significant difference in their quality of life, despite the NDEs being typically reported as transformative and potentially associated with negative emotions. Dr. Bruce Grayson, who created the NDE scale used in the study, has found that 10 to 20% of the people who have had cardiac arrest experiences an NDE equivalent to 5% of the overall population. He defines NDEs as intensely vivid and often life-transforming experiences, often occurring under extreme physiological conditions such as life-threatening trauma, cardiac arrest, or deep anesthesia. The results of the critical care study differ from those of previous research, including a 2022 study by Grayson that found significant differences in quality of life even 20 years after the initial events. The critical care researcher said further research is needed to confirm their findings. Maybe they have to examine the people a lot longer. This is by Max Channon on Express UK. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.